Hello students, welcome you all on YourPedia. So my dear students, this side Mukesh sir, mentor of data science and AI as well as computer science department. So my dear students, as you already know, this time GATE include one more paper, that is data science and AI. And in that paper, the most important part, or I can say the basis of data science, is the Python language. If we talk about like computer science paper, they just include the C language, basis of C language, and based on the C language, we have to go with the data structure part as well as algorithm part. But now in this case of data science and artificial intelligence paper, they just mention Python as a programming language. That means you have to be bit comfortable with Python language, then the logics of data structure you have to implement with the help of again Python, as well as you have to know how to write the code or how to execute the code of algorithm in Python. So now my dear students, YourPedia is going to launch a series where I and with me some other mentors are going to take the lectures of Python. Now my dear students, right now we have two category of students. One who are from the CSE background, and the other students are from the non CSE background like mechanical, stat, math, physics, electrical, electronics, EE, instrumentation, all this stuff. So my dear students, I think you people are a bit comfortable with C language. At least you already read the C language in your first semester. But now I am assuming that maybe you are a bit comfortable or not, I don't know, but again I have to start each and everything from the scratch. It means this video is going to helpful for CSE as well as non CSE background students who are trying to learn Python and who are like thinking about the GATE paper 2024 for data science and AI. So my dear students, in this video I am going to cover the difference between data science and like C language and Python, then how to write the code in Python as well as in C language, and then we have to go with the each and every terminologies whatever I am going to use here. We have to discuss each and everything in detail. So start with the example my dear students. So this series is Introduction to Python for Data Science and AI GATE 2024. See my dear students, the first and the foremost thing is, I think you already go with the C language. Maybe right now you are not aware about the C language or you haven't any reminds the concept of C language. But the point is, at least you know there is a language that is C or C++ or Java. If you are from the engineering background, I think you are aware with all these terms. Now the point is, where is the use of languages, these type of languages, and then what is the difference between all these languages. So my dear students, we have a lot of difference between each and every language, but I have to consider only those points which are very important for us. See my dear students, start with the first point, that is difference between Python and C. The basic is, like we know that C language developed by Dennis Ritchie, whereas the Python by scientist Rossum. Now the point is, like what is the need of the middle part, that is interpreter and compiler. We know that machine understand the terms in the form of zeros and ones, and as a programmer we are unable to write our code in the form of zeros and ones. We just use high level language. So the point is, my dear students, we need a intermediator which just take our code in the form of high level language, scan it. The point is, scan it. The meaning of scan means, see, whenever two people are communicating with each other, we have to follow some standards or some protocols. Like we have to follow that only those words which are acceptable, which are included in our language. Like if I just say a word which is not included in our English dictionary, are you people able to understand that word? No. If I am using a wrong grammar, are you people to understand? No. The point is, it scan the whole program, it scan the whole code and start with a character to a word to the grammatical mistake or the meaningful mistake. What are these type of mistakes? We can include one by one. Fine, my dear students. So see, what is the task of interpreter and compiler? It just scan our code and check whatever you are writing in your code, is it right? If yes, then it converts into zeros and ones. Fine, my dear students. So that is the task of interpreter. It helps to convert our high level language program into machine language, as well as it also check the words, whatever the words we are using, whatever the words that are permittable in that language, are we are going to use only that words, are we follow the syntax of that language, are we follow the semantic of that language. Yes, then it converts into that particular code in the form of zeros and ones. Fine, my dear students. So that is the task of interpreter and compiler. So if I talk about what is C, C is a compiled programming language, whereas Python is a interpreted programming language. Fine, my dear students. So now, sir, what is the difference between compiler and interpreter? See, my dear students, here I just take one example and then we can go with the definitions. See how interpreter works. See, my dear students, I am just take an example of like a employee who work in the restaurant and the customer. See, or I can say a waiter. So waiter come to the customer, customer order, first it order pizza. So the waiter take the order, even though the customer want to do many orders, but what interpreter do? It just take its first order, take that order, inform to the chef, and then after prepared the pizzas, then it deliver to the customer. Then again it take the next order, suppose the next order is cold drink, then it inform to the chef that please prepare the cold drink, and then afterwards it deliver to the customer. It means what? Interpreter takes one statement at a time. We know that our program or our code has a lot of statement. So it just take first statement, it checks is there any error, no, then it converts and then again take next statement into the consideration. Fine, my dear students. So that is the task of interpreter. While if I talk about the compiler, again the compiler task is to convert the program high level language into machine language. But now the compiler consider whole program as a unit and compile first whole the statements. Even my program has 10 statement, 1 statement or 100 statement, it just check each and everything. And then if he face that yes, there is an error, then it just generate the error. But in the case of interpreter, Suppose the first 10 lines are error free, then interpreter gives the output of those 10 lines, whereas the compiler not do this task. It just scan each and everything. Afterwards, if that our code is error free, then only it can run and it generates the final output. Fine, my dear students, that is the basic difference of compiler and interpreter. Moving towards the definition, or if I just want to show you the compiler working, is just take the whole order, then inform to the chef and deliver to the customer. Here what is delivery? Our output, the output of our code. What is the order? The complete code. Fine. Inform to the chef means it totally compile. Compile means it check is there any error or not, and then convert into machine code. Fine, my dear students. But in the case of interpreter, it just take one statement, one order at a time. So moving towards the basic definition of interpreter and compiler. See, my dear students, the definition is very simple. Compiler translate, it just translate code from high level programming language into machine code. The best point is before the program runs. Fine, my dear students. But in the case of interpreter, the point is an interpreter translate the code written in a high level programming language into a machine language line by line. But there is no such word in the compiler, means it just take the whole program, convert into the high level language into the machine code, that is in the form of zeros and ones, whereas the interpreter just take one line, convert into machine code, generates the output, take the second line, convert into machine code if there is no error, and then just take the line by line things. So the point is, which one is fast? So my dear students, compiler is fast, whereas interpreter is slower. It means the Python language is little bit slow as compared to C language. Fine, my dear students. Now because it has to take first line, convert into, check is it error free or not. If yes, then it has to convert into machine code. Then again take the next line or next statement or next code, then again check is it error free or not, and then again convert into machine code. But here in the C language or with the help of compiler, it just take the whole program into the consideration, check is it error free or not. If yes, then convert into machine language. So my dear students, that is the basic working or basic difference of interpreter and compiler. Now here I am just taking a simple example, start from the basis and then go one by one. See, my dear students, I write here one program in Python language. Here I am writing a equal to 5, b equal to 10, c equal to a plus b, print c, and it just add, that is it just add 5 and 10. What is a? 5. What is a? 5. B is 10. C is 5 plus 10. And print c means it just print of the output. Now sir, what do we mean by print? What do we mean by c? This c, a plus b, b equal to 10, a equal to 5. Sir, what is the meaning of this one? We are from the non CSE background, sir, we don't know each and everything. Fine. So please explain from this scratch. Yes, my dear student. See, if I talk about the example, I just want to give you an example of C language, and with the help of C language, I'll explain you each and everything from the basics. See, my dear students. Now, here I am writing int a equal to 5. What do you mean by this? Listen carefully, my dear students. What do you mean by this? I am writing int a equal to 5. So whenever I am writing int a in C language, I am talking about C language, int a, it means we have the memory, fine, and memory is divided into cells, fine my dear students. Now it means whenever just I am writing a means nothing, but whenever I am writing int a, I am just talking about the C language example, int a, it means what? It means here a cell from the memory is given to me, is assigned to me with the name, with the reference a. So here I am just considering two cells. Suppose the name of these cells is a. Fine my dear students, the name of this cell is A. Now why the requirement of name is there? If you don't have any name, then how I call you? Fine. In the same manner, if I want to take something from the memory, so memory has many cells. So for which particular cell we are talking about? So that cell have some name. Actually they don't have the name, but they have the addresses. But for just reference purpose, we are going to use the variable name. Fine. Now, sir, what do you mean by int? The int means writing the int in front of a variable name. So I am just calling it as variable. So, sir, what is the use of int? So the point is, whenever memory is assigned to me, we can now store only integer type values in these two cells. Keep in mind, we can only store integer type value here. That is the meaning of int in front of variable name. If I write char a, it means again some cell is provided to me, assigned to me, where I just store character things. Even though at the back end character is also converted into machine code, that is zeros and ones. Fine my dear students. Now the point is, sir, how much memory is given to me when I am declaring int followed by variable name, character followed by variable name? See my dear students, it's totally depend upon the computer architecture. Suppose I am saying, my dear, whenever you see int, the word int, just assign me 2 byte. 2 byte means 8 bit. Oh, sorry, 16 bit. 2 byte means 16 bit memory. And my dear student, each cell is 8 bit. In each cell we can store 8 bit information. So for int, suppose I am saying that, my dear, whenever you say int, just provide me 2 byte or 16 bit consecutive memory. It means these two cells are provided to me. Fine my dear students. Now the point is, sir, if I am writing here int a equals to 5, it means what? It means only declare the things. That part is called declaration. And here means I declare a variable a who is of type int, but now I also assign some value to that memory location. So this part is called initialization. Fine my dear students. So it means 5 converted into zeros and ones and store here. Again, one more confusion is, sir, we can write 5, that is 5 in terms of binary. How binary? Start with 2 ki power 0, write here 2 ki power 1, because binary means 2, base is 2, in decimal base is 10, so 2 ki power 2. So you can multiply these two things. So if I multiply 2 की power 2 into 1, that is 4, plus 2 की power 1 into 0, 0, plus 2 की power 0 means 1, 1 into 1, 1, that becomes 5. So in this way we are going to discuss, so how we are going to convert decimal into binary, binary into decimal. Fine, my dear students, so that is 5. So the code of 5 is 101. The code of 5 is 101. And how much memory is provided to me? 16 bit. But here we have only 3 bit. So sir, what about the remaining space? So we pad with extra zeros to make it 16 bit. Now sir, how we can know that which 8 bit we are going to store here? Which 8 bit we are going to store here? Again, it's totally depend upon the computer architecture, computer organization part, which like in data science and AI, there is no that specific part, that is computer organization and architecture subject. But still I am going to tell you, like we have different methods in which first we take first 8 bit and store into the first cell, then take remaining 8 bit and store into the next cell. So that is the meaning of int a equal to 5. It means we are declaring as well as initializing in a single statement. It means the overall conclusion is, so we have the memory. In memory some 8 bit are provided, and in 8 bit we are storing 5. The reference name is A, and this memory has again some address, and suppose that memory cell address is 100. It means 2 cells are provided to me with the name A. The address is 100 and 101. Why? Because I am just considering integer as 2 byte. Fine, my dear students. So how to know integer is 2 byte? We have to give the commands. Okay, we have to organize or architecture our system in such a way that whenever it's so int, it gives me 2 byte. Fine, my dear students. Now the point is 5 is stored here. So the whole block, this whole block I am writing like this. Now my dear students, again I am declaring as well as initializing some more space that refers B. It means B has value 10, it has some another address that is start from the 200. Fine, my dear students. Now again I am just declaring one more variable, that is C, and it has its own address, that is 300. Now I am performing some arithmetic operations, that is C is equal to A plus B. What is A? 5. What is B? 10. Whenever I am calling A, it gives me 5 as the answer. When I am calling B, it gives me 10 as the answer. So A plus B equal to C. It means this value is assigned to variable C, that is 15. Now I am writing here print f. What is this, sir? It is a function. It is a function. Sir, what do we mean by a function? See, my dear students, in language, whenever we have to perform a specific task, fine, and that specific task I have to perform again and again, instead of writing the same thing again and again, why not we just make a code for that, a program for that, and just call it as a function, and whenever I required this code, this set of lines of code, then just call this name. Fine, my dear students, whenever we need some help, we just call our friend. Fine, my dear students, that is the basic concept of function. It is again a program, it is again a set of instruction. Fine, my dear students, so don't confuse about that. So printf, whenever I am calling printf, what it thinks about, so it says, okay, you call me, that is the printf, my task is to display the output. So we are saying that, my dear, please display the output. Output of what? Output of variable C. What is C? 15. Now you may confuse that, sir, what is this quote, percent, D quote? Fine. So they are format specifier. They are called as format specifier. What type of format you want? So percent D tells about the integer format. Fine, my dear students, the integer format. It means please provide me the output in the form of integer, that is 15. So output is 15. So the point is, my dear students, in the C language we have to mention each and everything. It means the type of variable. Here we have int and int. That is called data type. Data type. Fine. It means A's data type is integer, B's data type is again integer, C's data type is again integer. If I am writing here float, it means again we are providing some specific memory to float. Suppose float takes 4 byte. It means 32-bit memory in consecutive manner. We have character. Fine. Suppose that is 8-bit long. It means only one cell is provided. Fine, my dear students. So that is the case. So that is called data type. Now what happened? In C language we have to mention each and everything. We have to mention what the data type is. We have to mention printf, what type of format specifier we want, and then the variable name. We have to call the variable name according to our result. Fine, my dear. If you write here printf A, then only 5 is the output. If you write printf B, 10 is the output. If you write printf C, then 15 is the output. Fine, my dear students. So whatever you can write here, that is displayed to you. That variable value is displayed to you. Now if I talk about the Python, see, my dear students, as compared to this code, see the readability of the Python code. No need to mention any data type. No need to mention any F. No need to mention any format specifier. That is the beauty of Python language. It is more readable in nature. But at the back end, the things are going on in the same way. Fine, my dear students. So that is the basic example of, again here 5 is allocated, like I am just writing A equal to 5. Fine. Then 5 is store, A is the address references, then B again variable name, C perform some arithmetic calculation, and it gives me the final output. So like Python is somewhat easy. We have to write less code, or I can say we have to write less number of lines. So that is the beauty of Python language. But the point is, see, my dear students, the again advantage of Python or advantage of like C language is, see, my dear students, we know that each and every language have some syntax, some protocol, some rule, some specific word, some grammar, fine, some dictionary. In the same manner, Python, C, Java, any language have some specific rule, word, whatever you can say. Each language has its own structure. Fine. Here I am writing variable name as A. You can write your own name, you can write anything, but still we have to follow some protocols. And what is the protocol? What is the rule of defining or declaring a name? We have to include in our next slide. But see, my dear students, see, now I am providing you again example of compiler and interpreter difference. See, my dear students, what happened? Suppose this is the Python code, and whenever we are just writing one line, it again interpret, it scan the whole line, then it scan the whole line, and suppose here I am writing print A. Here I am writing print A, here I am writing print B, here I am writing print C, and again one more print C. And suppose I am just writing this, instead of this statement I am writing print C and only closing quotes. Fine, suppose this is a case. Now what happened? Because we know Python is a interpreter language, it scan line by line, just it scan this line, there is no error in this line, execute this line, again no error in this line, it means it display the output as 5. Now it just go with this line, no error with the help of print function, where in the C language we have printf function, here we have print function. That is the inbuilt function. You no need to write the code behind this. You no need to write the logic behind this. That is the inbuilt function. It means you just have to write the word print and automatically it just display the output. Fine, my dear students, no need to write the code for print. Then it print 10. Here again there is no error, then no error in terms of the syntax of Python language. Then it gives me 15, but now again I want to print 15, but there is an error. Error is you are using a wrong thing, that is the closing quote, suppose. So in this line it gives me error. So I conclude that, so whatever the statement which are right up to this point, if they are right, the interpreter gives me the result. Fine, my dear students, and here came and it just give me an error, and then these statements are not executed. But in the case of C language, see my dear students, but in the case of C language, suppose what happened, suppose I am just writing instead of this line, I am writing print, instead of printf, I am writing. Now what happened? Because C is a compiled programming language, it just first check is there any error or not in the whole program. If it finds only a single error, again I am here I am writing rather correct syntax, that is printf %d and a. Again here printf %d b. So this statement is right according to the syntax of C. This statement is right, 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 but this statement is wrong. Suppose it is wrong because I am not including f here. Fine, my dear students, but the problem with the compiler type language is they just consider the whole code as a single unit and check it, is there any error or not. If yes, they are not providing the output of even a single line, and they just return error. That is the big difference between an interpreter programming language and compiled based programming language. Fine, my dear students, that is the basics of compiler and interpreter. Now what do we mean by variable? We know how we can declare variable in C. We know we have to write their type, but in the case of Python, no need to write their type. At the back end, it automatically understands the type. But still, again, you want to fix this type, then how you have to write? They provide the specific syntax. Now you can write a is equal to int 5. It means 5 is an integer now. That is the concept of casting. Whenever we can write like this, we can call it as cast. We are casting the things. Fine, my dear students. So that is the point. So that's why in Python language we have to write less code as compared to C language. And again we have many more advantages of Python over the C language, which we are going to discuss in our next upcoming lectures. Now we know, we are comfortable with what is this A, what is this 5. Now see my dear students, see what is the meaning of writing a equals to 5? What is a? Variable name. What is 5? A value. You can write here expression like this. And what is equal to? Equal to means the right hand side value is assigned to the left hand side variable. That is the meaning of equal to sign. It's not double equal to, it's not like this, it is a comparison operator. Fine my dear students, but here we have only single equal to, it means the right hand side part is assigned to this variable. Now the value of A is 5, value of B is 10. Here I am writing an expression, it means value of C is 10 plus 5, 15. If I want to print, then just write the function name print with that particular variable name, and it just display the final output. Fine my dear students, hope I just start with the basics and you people are able to understand each and everything. Now we have different type of variables. It means we can assign a particular type of values to a particular variable. See, here I am assigning 5 to A. It means I am assigning an integer value to a variable A. Here I am just writing a string, a word. Fine my dear students, in simple terms, a word to a B. And here I am assigning a float value to variable C. It means we are trying to assign different type of values to other variables. That is called variables in Python. So we have many variables in Python. See, we have many different type of data type. I can say data type. Data type means what type of value a variable have. It may have integer value, float value, string value, then complex number values, tuple, then I can say list, range, all these stuff. See my dear students, but now you can ask me a doubt, sir, what type of name we can assign to a variable? Here you are just writing A, and which is not very understandable. Fine. Now because suppose you want to write a program, and in that program you just have to write the marks of the student. So instead of writing A equal to 60, you have to use a variable name which is easy to understand, that is 60. So now you are taking a variable name as marks which is 60. Fine. So but the point is, sir, can we take anything in our variable name? So that is not a case. Python put some restrictions on that, and the rules for a variable is variable name must start with a letter. Here we just start with the letter or the underscore character or the underscore marks. That is again a valid thing. So you may face this type of problem in the GATE. Fine my dear student, even though it's very simple, so again it can give you a problem that for the 4 different options in which one option is wrong, so he asks you like which one is the invalid or not a valid variable name. So the first point is it must start with a letter or underscore. So if you write a variable name like @marks, so you are using somewhat different thing, that is not allowed. Python gives you an error. Or you are just writing exclamatory sign with marks. Again, that is not allowed. If you are using like 10 marks, again it is an error. Fine my dear students. Now the second rule is it cannot, listen carefully my dear students, cannot start with the number. Here I am trying to start a variable name with the number, which is not allowed. Third, can only contain alphanumeric character, in which you have to go with A to Z small, then 0 to 9 and underscore. You only use these three things while declaring a variable name. Fine, my dear students. Next, variable name are case sensitive. What do we mean by this? If you are writing like this, variable name is marks, you are writing this, variable name is marks, or you are writing this MAR capital KS. Again, these three have three different variable name. That is the meaning of case sensitive. And the next one is a variable name cannot be any of Python keyword. So my dear students, Python take some word from your dictionary and just put in a reserve box. Now you cannot use those particular words as a variable name. So what are the keywords? They are some reserve words. So I am just providing you the list of Python keywords. So these are some list of words you cannot use in as a variable name. Like if you want to take a variable name, that is, I just take a word import because no need to write the data type, it is int, float or char or str or whatever it be. So just write import equal to 5. That is not allowed. Why? Because import is a keyword. So you cannot use any of this word for variable name. Fine, my dear students, because they have some specific purpose. That's why Python not allowed to use this type of keyword. Next, my dear students, so these are some basic rule. Rule is it must start with the letter. It must start with the letter or underscore. It not start with the number. Again, you have to use only three things: A to Z, 0 to 9, and underscore. They are case sensitive, and you cannot use Python keywords in your variable as a variable name. Now, again I am talking about built-in data type. What do we mean by that? So Python just consider some of the data types. It means you can in C language you have to write type of variable. It means the value assigned to this variable. Variable name is A. It has data type of int. It means variable A store integer type value. Fine, my dear students. In the same manner, Python has inbuilt data type, and the list, some of the list, even we have some more data type, but the list is str, means for the string purpose. If you want to store some string into a variable, you have to write only A equal to like hello. In quotes you have to write the string, that is hello. Fine, my dear students. And even my dear students, see, even if you are writing A equal to 5, but you want to make it as a string, even though it is an integer, then you have to write A equal to str int, str5. It means now 5 is not an integer, 5 is a string, and when you type, see the output, it sees you like 5 with quotes. Quotes means it is a string, and this method is called casting, as we already discussed. Now we have built-in data type. By default, Python just consider these type of data types, that is string, int, float, complex number, 3i plus 4. Then list. What is list? We are going to discuss, very important topic. Again, these topics are very important. List, tuple and dictionary. Damn sure you may face two problems from these three topics only, these three data type only, and they are little bit like have a like whenever you are going for the data science part, dictionary is very important. Fine, my dear student. Set and some other also. Fine, that is byte and all this stuff. So I am not writing here all the inbuilt data type, but some of them are these types. Fine, my dear students. Now the next point is, so I think now you are a bit comfortable with what do you mean by data type. Data type means variable are storing which type of data. So now again we have built-in function. As you know, I am just writing print C and it gives me the value of C. But I am not writing the code of print. The code of print statement, or I can say print function, that is already Python write, and just whenever we just write print, that set of instruction is executed behind. Fine, at the back end that set of instruction executed and then it display the output. So we have some of the inbuilt functions for which we are not going to write our code. If you want to write like add, like max, like min, so if you want to just write min of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it gives you output as 2. So no need to compare which one is the smallest element. That work is done by the Python only. Fine, my dear students, that work is done by the word min because it is a inbuilt function. So we have some of the inbuilt function, that is print. The task of print function is, and how you can write the function name with open bracket with close bracket. Fine, my dear students. So print the standard output. Range, it returns a sequence of number. So like if you just write range 1, 5, so it gives you a sequence of number. Length, return the length of the object, what object we have. Again, C is not a object oriented language. What is object? We are going to discuss in our next lecture, but Python is a object oriented language. And again, that is the most important point. The two most important point regarding Python is, it is object oriented, it is interpreted programming language. Next, int returns an integer number. Input, allowing user input. If you want to take the input from the user, then you have to use this term as a input. Fine, my dear students. So that is the inbuilt function. So that is all about the basics, and in this video we discuss what is the meaning of variable, and whenever you are trying to initialize a variable like a, what is the backend story in terms of memory, that we already discussed. Then what is the rules of defining a variable name, we already discussed. We discussed what is compiler, how compiler works, we discussed how is interpreter works. Fine. So all these are the basics of Python. Maybe you people know all about this, but many of the students who are from the non CSE background, that's why I have to start from the scratch for those students. So my dear students, this is a lecture in which we just introduce the concept of Python, and now in the upcoming videos we are going to move forward and discuss one by one. So in this video we just cover what do you mean by initializing a things, what do you mean by declaring a things, and how all these things are going to be done at the back end in the memory. So my dear students, this is the introductory lecture for Python, and again we have to, again in the upcoming lecture also we are going to start from the scratch, because we are thinking and always concerned about your the background, you are from the non CSE background also, that's why we have to start from the scratch. And the great thing is, my dear students, if you are from the CSE background, so we already started our batch, enrollment is going on, registration is going on, and from the Monday onwards we are going to start our first lecture. For the CSE student, we have this separate batch because they know all these basic terminologies. But for non CSE background students, we have to start from the scratch. Maybe it will take some hardly 2 to 3 extra lectures. Other than that, there is nothing like there is no concern of the time and all this stuff. So my dear students, YourPedia is going to start the live batch for CSE branch students, for the non CSE branch students, separate batch for GATE 2024 Data Science and AI. And if you want to go for this program or this paper, then if you want to do your preparation, then you can enroll in YourPedia education module. If you have any doubt, this side, Mukesh sir, you can write your queries in the comment section box, or you can reach out to YourPedia team. So thank you my dear students, meet you in the next lecture. Thank you so much, take care.